Why is it anytime Dennis Allen appears, the Saints suffer horrific injuries? Could it be, Kevin, that Dennis Allen is, in fact, a metaphor for injuries? Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never trade up.
If there was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels, I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hard Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by Kevin. Dave is finagling stuff as we speak in his background. There he is. Andrew may or may not be here. It's his wife's birthday, so he's got husband duties. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Ton of people. Jason Champagne, Dustin J, Jerry, Oppenheimer, Nola Fredo, Who Dat Golfer, Will D, Danny D, Fresno Saint, just so many people. I can hardly keep track of it all. Thank you guys for joining us. On tonight's show, injuries are back like that cousin you never liked. Devon Bailey, we're going to place him on the trade disaster scale. And did Dennis Allen, did he give the NFL the blueprint to humiliate the Saints? Plus, we're going to preview Saints Bucs. The hotline is something, and your question. As always, if we reach $100 in donations, I will drink something horrible that the patrons have sent me. Thomas, tonight, before I get to the drinks, how far are we away from the Ralph Crippled run?
All right, so as you can see, Oppenheimer is on a 2-week win streak for the MVP, and we are on a 114-week donation streak. We have 42 weeks to go. We can make it 41 tonight. No donations so far.
I got 100 proof watermelon, and I got some old school vodka, Kevin. So I'll do one of those. And also, I have to do a delicious shot of Hard Chilton County Peach Whiskey because the Saints intercepted Caleb Williams. I said every time they created a turnover, I would do a shot. They did the one turnover. So,
good thing it wasn't the other way around.
Oppenheimer asks, where is his sign, Ralph?
What's that?
Oppenheimer asks, where is his sign?
Listen, we gotta do this, dude. I gotta hang Oppenheimer. I gotta figure out where to put the sign because we got stuff. I may have to swap.
Oppenheimer send you a sign?
No, like I gotta swap. I gotta figure out where to put the sign on the shelf.
The whiteboard.
Maybe I could put it here and cover the fat heads. We got to figure that out. So here's the shot. I'm going to start out the show, Dave. It's a little Chilton County Peach for that Riley interception that the Saints got on Sunday.
All right. One down.
Mm-hmm.
And it cost y'all nothing.
It cost us nothing. Cost y'all nothing. But get with the program. You want me to? I mean, Dave has connections at Tulane. We could have a full camera crew. We could have me doing something really funny on Tulane's campus. So make it happen. Make sure that the cripple run happens. All right, Dave. I hate to give you credit, but last week you created the Kendre Miller at the Waffle House injury scale.
And we have a Waffle House,
and we have arrived. Take your victory lap or claim responsibility, whichever one you want. Look at this. Look at this.
Sorry. I didn't say Kendre was. I didn't say Kendre was at the Waffle House. I said I was comparing it to the Waffle House scale that FEMA uses, or that the United States uses, to determine, how long an area will take to recover from a hurricane. And I compared it to Kendre Miller, and I felt like as long as Kendre Miller is healthy, that's like all the Waffle Houses being open, and we're good to go. But
why is my head on a female body? Okay, if you only listen to the audio version.
Someone had to be a female.
Ralph,
where's Kevin? Where's Andrew? I don't.
We're inside ordering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You're waiting
Ralph,
for
I
them.
think, Ralph, you should just be happy that the face they have here for you doesn't look like a serial killer. Instead, your face here looks like you've been kidnapped by a foreign government and are being held hostage.
Yeah. But so that's all accurate. And basically what I was saying is like Kendre Miller is kind of like the canary in the coal mine, and if he gets injured, then the dominoes fall and everybody else gets injured. And here we are. And so honestly, I think I have to take responsibility because one, I came up with this last week, and then boom,
Right.
he gets injured. And then also, for those of you paying attention at home, I also chose him for my player of the game in our little weekly contest.
did.
So I double jinxed Kendre. So I will take responsibility. Hand up. This one might have been on me.
He had
And-
one carry, Dave. One.
And then he got injured.
carry.
And then he got injured, which is, look, let's be honest, that's the Kendre we're used to seeing.
That's right.
We're just not used to making it all the way to week 6 or week 7 or wherever the hell we are at. So the problem here
Well,
is that
touchdown, Kendre.
again, right. The problem here is I think the concern is now who else is going to get injured. Like I think they're going to start piling up now. So
I don't think Kevin. I don't think it's coincidence. Da returns. Kendre Miller gets injured. Eric.
Yeah, I'll
McCoy-
accept 50% of the responsibility. I think DA needs to accept the other 50% of the responsibility.
I mean, Eric McCoy gets injured. It can't be a coincidence. Da is like the injury grim reaper, Kevin. At this point, I never want to see him again.
Yeah, I somebody said that he's like a totem from like that episode of the Brady Bunch where like one of the kids
geez.
finds this thing
Oh,
and all
when
of
they
a
go to
sudden everybody
Hawaii.
starts having bad luck. Yeah, the Hawaii episodes.
Mhm.
And that's DA. DA just shows up even if he's on the opposite side of the field. Suddenly bad things just start happening. So he's our bad totem. He's the rake, if you will.
Dave, part of and this is going to sound weird, but part of me, I didn't want McCoy to get injured because he's a critical piece, and I worry that the offense may fall apart without him because it kind of did last year. But part of me,
He kind of did, yeah.
I didn't want the Saints to have a season where they go 3-14 and the Barnwells of the world are like, the Saints were the healthiest team in the NFL. Like, I don't want to waste a spectacular year of good health on the 2025 Saints. I need to save that for when it's useful. Like,
So you're asking
not that
for
I want people to get hurt
sacrifices.
this year.
You're asking for sacrifice. You need people to be sacrificial lambs and take one for the team for the future is what you're saying.
That's just what I'm saying. Maybe some backups, some special teams.
That is sick. I mean, I get what you're saying,
Sick.
but I don't. I think maybe the fact that we're fairly healthy this year, maybe that's a symptom of our
Sign.
coaches and what we're doing, and so maybe that will carry over into future years under this administration. And so, maybe you're used to years and years of consecutive years of horrible injury luck, and maybe that's not what the future holds. Maybe we now are going to have consecutive years
we're on
of
the
positive
open
injury.
seas, the calm seas.
Right.
So-
Correct. We've made it through the
So-
storm. That storm being Hurricane DA.
No, we'll get to DA in a second. Kevin, about the injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be something on the
McCoy
horizon.
injury.
Hurricane Tropical Storm Mickey. I don't know. That maybe it's like a little far out there on the horizon. I don't know.
The hard part with the McCoy injury is I worry that you're going to have Spencer Rattler with the backup center McCoy did so much calling out protections, but also like McCoy was the one guy for the Saints that you could say, if we had a topic on this podcast and we said, what Saints player is playing at a top 5 level, it would have been McCoy. So like he was a guy that was playing spectacular. And I just worry, Kevin, that center is going to fall off a cliff, and it makes everything so hard to evaluate with Spencer Rattler, with the running game, with the wide receivers. And I'll give you an example. I don't know how many people stayed up late last night to watch the Texans in Seattle, but the Texans offensive line, they are horrific. They had 2 separate times where they had 1st and goal inside the 5 and didn't score because they can't block anybody. And I just worry.
Trouble in the red zone?
Yeah, that's right. The Saints had trouble in the red zone with McCoy. So my question to you, how much harder without McCoy are the evaluations on offense going to be?
How much? I love it. I'm giving you dead air. How much harder are the evaluations going to be? The team, I keep thinking of Rattler. Last year, the excuse for Rattler was,
weapons. He needs weapons.
Right. He needs weapons, and he's had the first 7 games here with most everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw what we saw, which was, competent, just about or below average, but competent. How hard is it going to be to evaluate him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the line play is going to be better. We have Banks being on the team, Fuaga being in his 2nd year. Even Penning seems to be not a spicy disaster. Like, the problem is going to be Ruiz. And that's if they decide to keep going with him. I mean, they probably will, and they may just try and platoon it with Fortner and Simpkins, but I don't know. I guess I come down a little more optimistic on the O-line in terms of being able to evaluate people. Like, Here's the thing. The evaluations weren't going to be that good anyway with McCoy in general. Like Kamara, and I hate saying it. Look, if somebody wants to isolate this and make me public enemy number 1, and then listen, if he turns around and has a phenomenal second half of the season, great, rub it in my face. I don't care. But Kamara looks washed.
Ugh.
And it's disappointing to see. You got, we bring back Brendan Cooks, who has done little to nothing.
One catch per game.
We traded away a 4th-round pick for a guy who's done who's also done little to nothing. In fact, closer to nothing. And it looks like we're going to wind up trading one of our top receivers, either Olave or Shaheed, seemingly Shaheed, and it's like, well, so who's supposed to take his place? Oh,
interception! Saints are beating the Bucs. Lock IT in.
Whoa,
Good.
Lee Baker, $20 tip, becoming the MVP leader.
The AI bot, like, it sounded like he was choking. He couldn't get the words out.
And listen, I don't need Kamara to fight me online. Actually, if Kamara wants to punch me in the face for real, he can. And listen, I'll settle out of court. We can make that very easy. Just maybe $250,000, $300,000. I'll go away. That changed my life, man.
Me and Cam Jordan.
So listen, if Kamara wants to get mad at me and punch me in the face, yes,
interception!
You're lost right now.
Dave uses Roostarter in his gumbo.
Oppenheimer, thanks for $20 tip. Is that first time Oppenheimer used Stream Elements? What a fucking legend! What a legend!
Yeah. So that's my dismount there. Punch me in the face, Alvin Kamara.
Dave, who dad 504 asks, why is Blake Groupie still on the team?
I don't know. I don't know. Because who's gonna replace him? Like, honestly, I had a question for Kevin. What's with the beard? We're really growing it out, man.
Yeah.
Look,
Should we tighten that up? Can we tighten that up?
It's getting the watch list.
Yeah, seriously. If I wasn't so pale, I probably would be on a watch list.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's lengthwise down here. It's definitely very.
It's
like a good, probably 4 inches, maybe.
Yeah, it's very
down here. But just the problem is the sides. If I sleep on my side or the side of my face, it just flares out. So it just.
When was the last time you shaved, Kevin?
When was the last time I shaved?
Yeah.
God,
I don't know. Like maybe May.
Like teen
all right,
wolf,
all right.
May, I think.
Yeah, because I had a beard like that once, and that sounds about right.
So let me. Should we do a thing where if they raise enough money, I'll shave my beard?
Yes.
On the pod?
On.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
The price,
I'll do
Kevin.
it. If they raise enough money, I'll shave the beard on air.
Or if we reach a donation goal, you don't shave. So you can...
Michael Corleone would say, think about a price.
Yeah.
I thought it might be the opposite. I thought maybe we would pay you to shave. Yeah, we got to pay you to shave.
I mean, here's the thing with Groupie. Groupie's the 33rd ranked kicker. There's only 32 teams. And Alvin Kamara is the 31st ranked running back by some advanced stats. So it's a problem.
I mean, look, the Kamara thing, I don't know. Somebody was talking to me today and they were like, why do we run Kamara up the middle? And I'm like, we've kind of always done that. Like, even with other past coaches, like, I feel like you kind of have to do that just to keep a defense honest. Otherwise, they can always sell out. They always know you're going to be, you're never going to run it up the middle with it if you're handing it off to Kamara. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like we could do a better job of getting him in space, just getting him in a one-on-one matchup, getting him to the outside. Doesn't seem like we're doing too much of that. And I know that this is this coaching staff, this offensive coaching staff. I know they're creative. I've seen the stuff they've done. I was really happy about the lateral that they pulled out. That was awesome. So it's not that they're not creative or thinking outside the box. So I don't know. Like, hell, like if you're gonna run up the middle, like just freaking give it a taste. He'll probably get.
That's right.
Might be do better.
Well,
than
unless
Alvin,
they do it against the Bears, in which case the Bears had his number.
Yeah.
One time. They got his number one time. He picked it up another time. This is success. This is running back success rates, running backs with at least 80 carries.
Yeah.
Kamara,
I mean, there's no arguing. There's no arguing. I mean, like, he's just not, he's definitely
the reigning MVP at number 23.
Wait, Saquon wasn't the MVP.
I mean,
last year he wasn't?
No, I thought it was Josh Allen.
Yeah, the offensive player.
It was Josh Allen, the reigning rushing king.
He should have been. He should have been, though.
I thought Josh Allen was like the ESPN MVP.
No, he was the real MVP.
No, I'm pretty sure he won like the actual, like they gave it to him at that MVP award show or whatever.
You have to run for 3K, man, to win the MVP as running back.
I mean, honestly, they could have given it. They could have given it to him. That would have been great.
Daniel says, Kevin, you make Jeremiah Johnson look like Oprah Winfrey.
Groupie wears Brian Kelly pajamas.
Oppenheimer! Donation via Stream Elements. Don't give your money to YouTube.
That's
we
insulting.
Are more than halfway there.
I want Brian Kelly fired into the sun.
To repeat what Ralph had said about the beard is that I make Jeremiah Johnson look like Oprah Winfrey. I think that's funny. I got to figure out the pose, and I'll do the little smile and nod. Sean Crow here is saying Kevin's going for a new wrestling persona. Channel the only president in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Too bad he ate a bullet. Avoid the theater, Kevin. He's like, yes.
Jesus.
Wait,
Abe Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abe
Oh, that's
Lincoln,
right, because he was a
famous
wrestler.
and boxer. Good swordsman, too. And I mean that literally, with a sword.
A fencer?
I don't want to. I certainly don't want to talk about LSU for too long, but I do want to mention I thought it was hilarious that I went to Sunday evening mass and my priest took a shot at Brian Kelly in his homily.
Wow.
This past
Brian
Sunday.
Kelly's catching strays from the collar.
Oh yes,
Wow.
yes, Father. Yeah, catching strays from Father Carr at St. Rita. I got a big. I giggled for a good 2 minutes about that one. So
Wait, Father who?
Father Patrick Carr.
Oh, okay.
26 minute. 20.
For a second, I thought
26
Derek
minute
had
mass.
found a new line of work.
That is the way to go.
26 minute mass, no music.
Derek's
it's already standing room.
alias, man.
It's already standing room only, so there's no point in me not putting this out there. But it's the goat of all Catholic masses.
No,
you are literally in and out.
No.
26 minutes.
The best. Where was this again? What church?
This is St. Rita. St. Rita.
Okay.
On
we had
Walmsley.
there was a so I live like when I lived back in New Orleans, I was like 2 minutes away from East Jefferson Hospital.
Oh, you're gonna say like old folks homes and shit? Yeah, those are quick too. They make them.
No,
quick at
yeah.
old
Like it was like
the
Doctors
elderly.
Hospital or East Jefferson. I think it was East Jefferson.
Yeah.
I can't. But there was a mass that this father would put on for patients or family members that were in there, and he was rifling through it. Like I don't even remember the guy's name anymore. I just remembered I would call him Father Hospital. I'd call him Father Hospital all the time and it was standing room only. Just like Dave said, because this guy would be like, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, amen. And he would just
people don't want that.
Motor through it.
People don't want that music shit. When you take out the music, that's like 25 minutes.
When you take
cut it
out
down.
the music, when you take out that second reading, when you take out that amen, when you take all that out, you know you're cooking with gas there. You're cooking with gas.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that
and
on
you
my
keep your
phone.
homily short. Where you're only taking a shot at Brian Kelly and then you're out of there.
That's
exactly. You go in, you fire a couple of shots, and you get right out. Like, listen, Pope Leo should take some lessons here and put out a thing in Latin for all the churches to start implementing. Let's tighten things up.
Yeah. Kevin, that's a good segue. Tightening things up. Me and you hated the Devon Vele trade when it happened.
Yes.
Me and you, we did a breaking news podcast. I was banging the table.
19 years for Mr. and Mrs. Hudat Golfer, so drink up, Ralphie.
Oh, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you for your
Happy
patience.
anniversary. I'm not quite sure why you're watching and listening to us instead of getting laid with Mrs. Hudat Golfer. Doesn't make any sense.
This thing only lasts. Look, this is a 2-hour show. This is a 2-hour show versus 5 minutes. I mean, come on now, you're getting more value here.
That's right.
41
Wait a
weeks to
minute.
go.
Oh no.
That's Andrew Juge's music.
I thought we see now the donations are going to stop.
Yeah, we got to $100 and 20.
Yeah,
we got to $100 and 27 minutes, and now
get to the goal.
Drive.
Now he comes in.
All
here.
right, so I would
the cooler has entered the chat.
The Wadu watermelon. Here we go.
Wait a second.
Here we go. You ready?
Now, yeah. The puke meter is on. Courtesy of Brie Baker, Oppenheimer, and Hudat Gopher.
I'm also, by the way, I'm glad I'm in the chat here. I'm also reminded here by Blake Zekin. I'm enjoying your maroon shirt, Kevin. It's good to be back.
It's not.
Oh,
this
yes.
is not maroon.
It's good to be back.
Rough,
That
quit
is
waiting, Rough.
100%
Not maroon.
8, Thomas.
Right,
an 8.
right.
It was.
This is not maroon. This is like rust.
It is as maroon as
It's rust.
Mississippi State on a Saturday night.
So look, there's a white. I got to get a white balance here. Maybe that'll help.
Mhm.
But
It's more. I'm telling you, it's more rust.
all right. So
All right.
listen, me and you hated the Vele trade, and it looks terrible
Yes.
because currently the Saints are scheduled to send the 99th pick to Denver, and they don't seem interested in playing it at all. So Kevin, I want you to rate this trade on the Loomis trade disaster scale. A 0 being traded up for Kool-Aid McKinstry, didn't give up much, kind of, sort of, probably looks pretty good.
Oh, I thought a 0
And-
would be Marshawn Lattimore.
No, a 0 would be.
That's a good. That would be a good grade.
Yeah, that would be a good. That would be a good one. So 0. But like a category
thought
5 Loomis disaster trade is like the Eagles trade in 2022, where you give up a future first and it ends up being the 10th pick in the draft. So like the
let's
Vele
say-
trade, where
Let's say the Vele trade is right now looking like a cat 3. We got some trees. We got some trees coming down. Possibly a roof taken off. Some power.
I
lines.
love the graphic. Zoom in on the graphic, Thomas. What are you doing? Nobody needs to see us.
Enhance.
How
So
can
the
I
power
zoom
line
in,
gets
man? I
trapped.
want you to see the whole thing, man. Like, how can I zoom in?
yeah.
I know, but you don't need to show us. I don't know. You zoom
Oh,
in
you don't?
when
All
you
right.
want to.
All right.
There we
There
go.
we
Thank
go.
you.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Much
Jesus
better.
Christ. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't feel
157 miles per hour.
I don't.
Just make your screen bigger, Grandpa. Come on.
No,
Fair point.
Andrew, the Saints have 5 picks for next year. Maybe we'll get into that a little later. But my question is, Vele, like,
That might be how many picks they have during this current regular season. By the way, if you
I'm
see
not
what I
here.
mean
Like,
there.
my sources are telling me I don't have as good a sources as you, but I get some stuff, and I got some interesting stuff. I got the Chris Olave got offered, turned down $29 million. That they want to sign Alontae Taylor because Brandon Staley really likes him, and I got some other sources, saying, hey, Shuck's looking kind of bad in practice. I ain't heard a peep
that's
about
great.
Vele, why he's not playing. So what the hell's going on? Like, they traded for him. Why is he not playing 40 to 50% of the plays?
Yeah, I think you're losing the plot here. I think you, Ralph, and I guess like any other fan that's kind of losing their mind about this. I don't think the Vele situation is something that you want to be hyper focusing on right now. I think things will come into focus here pretty quickly. Shaheed and Olave both are players that could potentially be extended. They're players that both could potentially be traded. And it could be one or the other with either situation, right? And in both situations, I think that opens the door for playing time, snaps. And so I think on the other side of that, which is probably like 2 weeks away at the latest, at that point, you'll start to see the player play a lot. And look, I think ultimately when you're 1-6, like the decisions that you made, the trades that you made, they are what they are, but your team sucks. Like, you're 1-6. Clearly the product is terrible. So as a roster, you're just looking at it in terms of like, what is worth hanging on to? And so that's what you're trying to assess right now. And it really extends through week 17 because like, we're not trying to win games, right? We're just trying to assess like, what do we have to work with and what is foundational for the future? So, I don't think there's a big rush to figure out over the next 2-3 weeks if Vele is worth anything. I mean, it'd be nice to see him playing just in the sense of like, could he help us win a game? Could he help us get a first down? Could he help us get a touchdown in the red zone? Like, I get that. But he did have an injury. He's working his way back from that. He's learning the playbook. You know, he was never going to be productive in the first 7 weeks. Certainly not if he had an injury that slowed him down for 2 or 3 weeks. And so, you know, we'll see where it goes from here with Vele. I just think you're losing the plot. If you're hyper focusing on Vele, that is, to me, that's far in the distance of evaluating where we're at roster wise. I don't think that's something you have to figure out in the next 2 weeks. I'll put it to you that way.
People want to know in the chat, Andrew, did you take your better half to the fanciest steakhouse in the land in Charlotte?
No, the finest oyster roast.
No, no. There's a restaurant here in Charlottesville called 10 Sushi. And it's a sushi place, but it's, I mean, if you've ever been to a sushi place in Manhattan, it's really nice. It's kind of got like that upscale Manhattan vibe. To me, it's the best restaurant in Charlottesville. And it was great. It was everything we thought it would be. It was delicious. And yeah, it was a special evening for my wife's birthday. It was a lot of fun. So
Manhattan, Kansas?
Not exactly, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before we get to this,
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Before we get to how disgusting the DA revenge game was, I want to tell you about something that's not disgusting, and it's in fact it is awesome, and that is Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. It is a strawberry whiskey flavored, a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup. Fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidewhiskies.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. All right. Dave, I'm just going to say this. All the post-game video of Ben Johnson saying, oh, we're glad to have Dennis Allen. It was gross. And him just pantsing the Saints was so annoying. And I had to get text from Andrew saying, oh, Dennis Allen, he's a good defensive coordinator. He's really, you know, after Andrew didn't watch the game live, but yesterday you're texting me all these great, how the plan was great and all this, and it was gross. But here's my question, Dave. Did Dennis Allen give the NFL the blueprint to humiliate the Saints from here on out?
You know, this is the most ridiculous question I've ever heard of, because
notice as he asked us, he has a Dennis Allen fathead on his wall as he asked.
It's a metaphor.
I think this is the most. This is the most laughable question I've ever heard of. You're asking this about a team that's lost just about every game. like if the Saints were 5-0 and then they just lost their first game, and you could say, hey, did this team finally figure out the blueprint to beat this team? You know, but the Saints are a team, they've lost 5 games before this game. I think the blueprint was already out there, buddy. Everybody knows how to beat the Saints. So it's a silly, stupid question.
But he kind of humiliated Rattler.
I don't know. I was going to say he made Rattler look like a fucking idiot in the way that no other team has done this year.
That's very true. This was offensively, this was probably their worst performance. I don't know if it was Saints specific, to be honest with you, because what my understanding about the Bears is that this was game 4 of a 4-game tear that they've been on, and they've gotten like 15 turnovers in 4 games. So it's not like the Saints aren't the only team that they've done this against.
That's right.
But again, as far as the Saints are concerned, for all the Saints fans listening out there, like, no, I'm not, you know, our pants we're not exposed now. We've always been exposed. So, you know, we continue forward as the Saints.
You know, I just worry that
I agree. I agree with Dave. I'll put it this way, and yeah, Dave, well said. Look, I think one thing I told this to Ralph. I think one thing that's important to think about here is that DA coached this team for 3 years, and he knows the personnel really well. And he is also, I think this can also be true. And I think a lot of Saints fans are reasonable about agreeing with this. DA is an elite defensive coach. Like, he is a elite defensive coordinator. And that doesn't mean he's qualified to be a head coach. That doesn't mean that we should have hung on to him or that he should have stayed with the Saints as a head coach. I think we all see that clearly. But in terms of being a defensive coordinator, he's very good at what he does. And he knew, and on top of this, I think this week was easy to prepare for, and that he knew the personnel like the back of his hand, and he knew exactly how to exploit it. And he gave them different looks at the line of scrimmage, and he blitzed a lot, and he put significant stress on Jawan Johnson and Alvin Kamara, who are both terrible blockers. Terrible block.
Yeah.
Just terrible. And he consistently put them in isolation, and he got to Rattler that way consistently.
Do you think, Kevin, do you think he was like,
kudos to DA? He knew exactly what to do, but I don't think this is a systematic problem. I chalk this up to a guy that knew the Saints personnel in and out. I chalk this up to to Dave's point, the Saints are bad. Like, the blueprint's out there. Like, there are no secrets. Like, the Saints are terrible. It's not like a team that plays the Jets is going to, like, land on some tape and be like, Eureka, we've found the way to fuck the Jets up. Like, everyone knows how to fuck the Jets up, all right? And it's the same thing with the Saints. But I think it's on steroids with DA. And he knew exactly what to do. He executed it, and his players did what they needed to do. And yeah, like, they pantsed us, no doubt. But to me, the biggest concern is the stuff that DA didn't do, which is the Bears running for 220 yards, the offensive and defensive lines completely caving in, getting absolutely mauled in the trenches. Yeah, I mean, part of that is skill, but I think if you look at the Bears, you're not like, oh, this is the best offensive and defensive lines they've played. To me, that's effort, and to me, that it's starting to wane. And so, to me, that's the biggest concern is, are the Saints starting to quit? Like, are they starting to, or at least is the effort starting to be like, yeah, we're starting to make business decisions. We're not that into it. We're not that serious because, I mean, if you look at the tape, it's less about DA, in my opinion. It's more about, like, the Saints are just getting whipped up front.
They got belt, as the kids like to say, Kevin, they got belt to ass in this Bears game. And to jump off of Andrew's point,
is that the Gen Alpha word of the week?
I don't know, and Dave, you were in charge of the Gen Alpha word of the week. I hope you sent it to Thomas and got all that squared away. But
I didn't. He didn't ask me, but I've got it.
All right. Well, here we go. So here's my thing, Kevin. Is my concern is, the Saints, they didn't do a lot in the offseason, right? They were trying to clean up the cap and all that, whatever. But one thing they did do is they were like, we got Justin Reed at safety. We traded for Devin Gottschall. Like, our run defense is gonna be better. And to Andrew's point, I feel like, especially the last 3 or so weeks, it's starting to regress to 2024 levels.
We're back to the mean.
What does that say about Brandon Staley, the defensive coordinator?
I believe it was me at the beginning of the year who said that I asked questions like, is it wrong or weird that I'm not totally, and I apologize for the squeaking on my chair, but is it wrong or weird?
You should apologize. I'm offended.
That I'm not entirely sold on Brandon Staley as the defensive coordinator. I was asking this before week 1, I believe.
I mean, Kevin, respectfully, how could you be sold on a singular fucking thing that the Saints are putting out there right now.
Right. I guess I'm taking a mini. I guess I'm just taking a mini victory lap for people seeming to say that, oh, Brandon Staley can turn the defense around. It's like, well, when he was the head coach of the Chargers,
no one should be saying that.
Well, that might have been people trying to be optimistic, and I guess I couldn't be optimistic at the start of the year. Now, I'm not saying jettison this guy at the end of the year. Like,
right.
There would have to be a perfect confluence of events in order for that to happen, and yada, yada, yada. I would say roll with him going into the next season. Maybe we get more different personnel in, either through the draft, free agency, and so on. I don't think coaches should be, even coordinators should be jettisoned when you're in the midst of a rebuild after 1 year. I would like to at least see what this guy is going to do. And again, I know I'm saying this after 7 games. The team is going to wind up 3 wins or something, and it's going to be difficult to keep that, hey, let's hang on and let's see what we're doing. It's going to be difficult to maintain that mindset. But I'm just telling everybody, we have to stick to our guns on this sort of thing. Like, we can't panic. We can't turn around and say, get rid of this guy and this and that. Like all the people.
I have a question
Go ahead.
for you guys.
Cut me off. That's good. I'm fine.
Yeah. My question is, so I've watched a lot of these Kellen Moore interviews. Actually, Kevin, I want you to go first since I cut you off.
Oh,
I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of these Kellen Moore interviews now, and he's even killed in every interview. And he takes the question at face value, and you can tell the media, the people interviewing him, they keep inserting the question, "Is it frustrating?" And then they finish the sentence. And you can tell it's like they're trying to mine, they're trying to ask him, they're trying to get from him, like, yeah, it's frustrating. Like, I can't believe that happened. Or, yeah, like, we got to be better at that.
We suck. What do you want me to do?
And he is what my son calls a chat bot. Like, he is a bot. Like, he doesn't react. He doesn't take the bait. And he's like, yeah, it starts with me. I gotta be better at that. We got to be better at that. But yeah, he's done some good things this season, and that happened on that situation, and so he's very
everything
consistent.
positive.
Ralph, let me finish.
Yeah.
He's very methodical in his tonality and how he addresses the question, and he's never faltering. He's never taking the bait. So Kevin, do you feel better about the fact that he's kind of an unflappable and he's just a bot, and every time he's being asked the question, he's like, yeah, we got to be better? Or do you wish he would take the bait and say, like, yeah, I'm frustrated. That sucked. The guy's got to learn how to catch, or whatever. But I'm just curious, like, does that make you feel better or worse?
I lean toward give me the unflappable guy, especially for a rookie. Show me that. Because it's easier to get angry. It's easier to fly off the handle. It's easier to show your frustration than it is to maintain your poise up there. Like, if he's up there saying, hey, I got to be better as a coach doing this, we have to play better, that's what you want to hear, ultimately. That's what you want to hear. If he's answering questions honestly, and if he's being forthright, I'm fine if he wants to be. I'm fine if he's going to be a little blah about it. And yeah,
you don't want to, yesterday was the 29th anniversary of Jim Mora doing the diddly poo speech.
Dave,
you don't want a little diddly poo spice in your life?
I want to hear what Dave has to say. What's your answer to the same question?
You're muted,
and you're muted, by the way. So
sorry. Remind me the question.
Are you glad that? Nah, Andrew, you ask. Sorry.
No, you go, Kevin. That's cool.
I just, are you glad that Kellen Moore seems to be more even keeled in these pressers and Q&A sessions, or would you like to get him to get feisty and spicy?
Yeah, Dave. Since we're going Gen Alpha,
No, I heard the chat
doing
bot
he's doing what my son
I
would
heard
call
that,
being a chatbot.
Right. Yeah,
Would you rather a chatbot coach, or would you rather someone
It's
going
actually-
full Ditka or Jim Mora?
This is actually sort of adjacent actually to my actual Gen Alpha word of the week. And then I would actually also like to use this to of the week. And I'd also like to use this to segue to something else. But look, honestly, personally, just from a fan entertainment standpoint, I'm an Italian New Yorker. I love loud, rude, obnoxious. Sean Payton was my guy.
Summerall taking shots at Fletcher Mackle.
So
Love it.
that's exactly. Thank you for the segue. That's exactly where I wanted to go with this. I don't know if you guys saw John's press conference. It wasn't just Mackle. It was Jeff Duncan, which I thought was more. Which was more appropriate for this podcast. But yes, John, I did not see that until today, actually.
Oh, it's so good.
And I didn't know anything about this. Can you relay how he shit on Jeff Duncan, just for my own personal?
He shit on him and Mackle because I guess was this after the game on Saturday?
It was after the game on Saturday.
And I saw him.
What does Kellen have to get fired up about? He knows what he's working with as much as we do.
Yeah, Schmeggy with a $20 tip. We are $60 away.
That's the whole thing. Is like from an entertainment standpoint. Yes, I like my coaches to be crazy and fired up and wild or whatever. But like in some cases, like that, and then this might be the case since we're so freaking terrible. Like that might not necessarily be the best solution. But yeah, I don't know if that's what I was doing. That's why I didn't know the question. I was actually looking for the clip because I wanted to send it the Summerall clip. I wanted to send it to Thomas so he can play it. But basically, he said that after the game, he pointed out, he said, I noticed that Mackle and Jeff Duncan aren't here. He's like, I guess that means LSU's got a game. He says, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the score is, but I know that LSU must have a game because Duncan and Mackle aren't here at the Tulane game at the post-game presser, which and I did not see that because I saw John after the game that night. And although I already did give him a big hug and thanked him for the win, I would have squeezed him a little tighter and said that shot at Duncan and Mackle.
You would have been like, "You're my boo."
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I mean, it was incredible.
That's my coach. That is my fucking coach.
I mean, we need to get Brian Kelly up out of here and get him to Baton Rouge. But
yeah, well,
but
just to put a bow on that, like that's the kind of shit, like that's the kind of shit that Tulane needs to get that respect that we were talking about.
Fuck Tulane. They'd rob a bank for Brian Kelly.
Whoa, Andrew with a $50 donation, becoming the new MVP leader
here on his wife's B-Day.
That's the kind
and
of,
we are only $10 away from the drink.
That's the kind of shit Tulane needs, I think, to actually make a stand and to point it out and to maybe actually have some changes and to take us to that next level. So I love it. I love calling them out. Thanks for the donation, Andrew.
The good thing is, I don't think Florida can hire another coach from Louisiana. They flopped on Billy Napier. I don't think they can go.
Right. Hey, listen, everybody. I stepped up. I donated. We're $10 away from Ralph taking a shot. Take us home. Somebody step up. What is that, by the way? What are you shaking?
It's vodka. Taka. Gross.
Taka. Beautiful.
Who sent you that?
I think that's Who Dat Golfers care package.
Ooh, that's just straight Taka.
Straight Taka.
That might be the worst thing to drink. Yeah, that's.
There's Oppenheimer.
Yes, Oppenheimer. There it is.
Taking us over the edge.
All right, so I'm going to do this.
I forgive you that you super chatted this time, not
let me ask this of the chat and of anybody else that grew up in New Orleans and would take I-10 West. I think after the 6-10 split heading toward Metairie, toward Causeway, there used to be that water treatment facility or sewage treatment facility on the right. And right about there used to be a big billboard for Taka vodka. And I'm just wondering if anybody else
billboards. They have a Taka as a billboard on Jefferson every now and then. Billboards change, buddy, but
no. Listen,
the old Taka mix is easy. Just add people.
That Taka billboard did not change. That's why I'm able to remember it.
That's why you're able to remember it. All right,
Ralph. Let's do the deed. Deliver for the people. I paid $50 for this. I want to see it.
I mean, I'm a little scorned from Taka.
He's dark.
I used to drink Taka and OJ like my freshman year.
I don't know that was worth $50, but it was probably worth at least 30 of the 50.
Well, that gargle was certainly worth.
I'm still not sure I followed. Yeah.
I mean, that was his third shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Andrew, you weren't here. He had a little. Ralph started with a little amuse-bouche shot before the appetizer even.
Oh, we didn't even have to pay for that. That was just
no, correct.
Free.
It was just a little.
Yeah, that's because Quincy Riley caught an interception.
Sponsored by Hotline, man.
Oh wow.
Sponsored by Hotline.
Quick rating.
Give me a number.
That's a niner, Thomas.
49.
I feel like
69.
Ralph should have to do a shot.
Can you not fucking zoom in on me when my pants are down, for crying out loud? My God,
zoom in more, Thomas.
We don't want to get banned. Ralph should do a shot every time Kevin wears a maroon shirt.
Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
This is not a maroon shirt.
We would have caught Bin Laden way sooner. If Thomas was taking the video.
Yeah. Speaking of Dave doing amazing things, it's time to get to Dave's baby, the hotline. So Thomas,
week.
It's time for the hotline. Seven calls. Uncensored hotline is 7 minutes long. People were understandably depressed. Dustin J called in to roast Andrew. We're going to like that. And guess what? Spencer Rattler himself called in, not his angry family members in my DMs. The more bloody and spicy version. It's pretty good. So, Thomas, hit that intro. I mean, hit that hotline. I'm
You're
off
all over
kilter.
the place, man.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Hey guys, this is Dreamo, Ralph's black cousin. Like, why do we think that being a DA, we all agree that DA is a good defensive coordinator, right? Like, he's a great defensive coordinator. Like, why do we think that, like, we have success against these guys? Like, this dude is like, this is coming out party against us. Like, yeah, he's still good, guys. Like,
everything looked horrible. Rattler, oh my God, the passes that were either short or too long. Oh God, it's just awful.
Hey, Missing Drew Brees here. I absolutely love you guys. You are my go-to podcast. I've been a hardcore Saints fan for 19 years, and I'm sorry to all the Spencer Rattler fans out there, but my God, we are done. I am in Spencer Rattler purgatory, and I've had enough. Cheers. Have a drink on me, and I love you guys. Talk to you next week, but please, my God, can we start somebody besides Spencer Rattler?
Gentlemen, it is Adam, the radio voice from the eastern shore of Maryland, giving you a call, and the only thing that I can say about the New Orleans Saints is everybody wanted a rebuild until we're in the throes of it, and this is what it looks and smells like. Quite honestly, I would think that Kellen Moore, if he finishes the year 2-15 or 3 and whatever the hell it is, and walks into next year starting out 1-4, he may get fired.
Hello, guys. My name is Spencer Rattler, and I get to be your quarterback because there's no other option, let's be honest. I love being your shit quarterback because your other options are a handsome toad, a borderline invalid, And although he has none, let's be honest. Enjoy it, New Orleans.
I really do like Spencer Rattler. I think he's just a really good backup quarterback. I think it's time to turn the page and go to Shuck. See what we got with Shuck. We're going to be picking early in the draft. Would love to hear what you guys think about that. Throwing Shuck in. Saints Happy Hour Podcast. The best Saints podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Who dat?
Loser Monday. Gotta have the guac. Can fix the shit, DA. I don't even care to beat the shit out of us. Chicago's the real losers for having him as their DC. Yeah, I just listened to the post-game show. Guys are right. Rat needs to take off and training wheels, and we need to see how capable or incapable, and then after the bye, and start shuck 'em up, or call him Andrew for how many oysters he didn't fucking shuck. That's the most bougie fucking high-class thing I ever heard. You ain't even shucking your own goddamn oysters. What the sort of shit is that, man? Yeah, we suck. Later, y'all. Who dat?
Oh, I like the Andrew
That was
slander.
good. Yeah.
Spencer Rattler sounded like
was
he sounded out of
fantastic.
breath, almost asthmatic, like he was smoking a cigarette during the call.
Well, that was the character that
Maybe
he went
that's the
with this
issue.
week. I know who that is. I mean, I don't know who it is, but I know that's the guy that always, he's been COVID before. He's played a lot of different characters.
Game ball.
And I enjoy each and every one of them. Yes,
Absolutely.
And to answer the penultimate caller there, the second to last caller there, my opinion on the whole quarterback situation is, look, they'll put Shuck in eventually, and I personally, hey, look, I hope to be wrong, maybe, but I think Shuck is just going to end up being more of the same, and I think what we're going to find out is that we need to find a new quarterback besides these two guys, and that's fine. Like, we need to know that definitively, but I don't go thinking that Shuck is going to just all of a sudden turn things around, because I'm not sure.
I agree with that, Dave. I agree with that, Dave. And yet at the same time, I feel like Kellen Moore has drafted Shuck 40th overall. He's put that line in the sand. And so he should have to live with that decision that he's made. I actually think it's worse if Shuck doesn't play, because I know what Rattler is. I've watched it. I've watched it for 2 years now. He sucks. I'm sorry to say that. I get that offends some people, but this was the first game where he finally let it loose. He finally let it rip. 4 turnovers, easily could have been 5 or 6. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. He's not elevating the team. He's a guy that won't lose you the game if the team is good enough to support him. The team is not good enough to support him. So you have to hope that he's a quarterback that can elevate you. He tried to do that this week, and it was very, very far from the case. He cannot elevate the Saints. So do I think Shuck is going to come in and be transformably different? No, I do not. But I think 2 things. Number one, I got to see it. I want to. At this point, I know what Rattler is. I want to see what Shuck is. I think I know what Shuck is, but I want to confirm that. But also, that's the bed that Kellen Moore made. I almost think it's worse if he picks a guy 40th overall and then doesn't play him. To me, that's worse. He should have to lay in that bed. Let's see what Shuck gives us, and I'm sure it'll be terrible, but then Kellen Moore should have to suffer through, you chose this guy, you selected him, he looks terrible. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, Andrew,
not so close to the mic, please.
My counterpoint to that is, what if he is Jimmy Johnson with Steve Walsh, and he's like, I made a huge mistake. You know what? We're not going to play him, and I don't want anybody talking bad about him. And Mickey, try to flip him next year for a 3rd or a 4th. Wouldn't that be okay? And that he acknowledges a mistake and he's moving on from it. I'm just saying.
What did the Saints give up for Steve Walsh?
A 1, a 2, and a 3.
Oh,
Jesus.
You know what, Ralph? If we get that for Shuck, like, where do I sign?
I'm just saying, like, Jimmy Johnson immediately knew it.
Where do I sign?
He immediately knew he fucked
We
up.
would never. That was.
I would take that deal right
That's a
now
whole
for
other
Shuck.
world.
a 1, a 2, and a 3.
That was
I don't need to see a
would be
single snap.
amazing.
I don't need to see him throw a single pass. I'll take the deal. If that's waiting for me behind room number 2, like, yes, done.
Buddy D called it the Lawrence Welk trade.
Kevin's already salivating.
And away we go.
I would trade I would trade Cam Jordan for a 1, a 2, and a 3. I'd
Here's
be
my
like,
question.
You're finishing your career somewhere else. Sorry.
I mean, this example that Ralph is giving me, it's like the Saints were the team that made that happen. So, like, it's almost like you need 33
never
teams
gonna
in
happen.
the NFL. You need 33 teams in the NFL, and the 33rd team needs to be the New Orleans Saints to allow this to be possible.
So I was going to respond on the Spencer Rattler stuff from the callers, and then Juge. But Juge was great on this. I agree that Shuck should see playing time, and in fact, Nola Fredo's question here ties into what I'm going to say. He asks, how many games can Kellen give Shuck in what's left of the season before we go, he is or isn't the guy? We've played 7 games. There's 10 to go. I don't think we turn it over to Shuck right now. I believe Juge thinks, and the rest of us think, that Shuck is not going to be that good. The rest of the team is not that good. So we're going to be throwing a rookie, even if he is, very close to collecting his AARP benefits. He's still a rookie in the NFL, and he's still going to be overwhelmed. And it's possible he's worse than Rattler was the year before. I'm not saying that to say let Rattler play out the rest of the year. I am saying get Rattler to the bye week, then make the announcement that Shuck is going to take over for the rest of the season. That's 2 weeks to at least get prepared and get acclimated as the number 1 guy. And then he gets 7 starts, 2 against Atlanta, 1 against the other 2 rivals, and then easier games against the Jets, against the Titans, and against Miami. That right there should tell you what I think 7 games should give you an idea of what to expect. Can you see a spark with this guy?
Well, what if how about this?
I'm not saying he's got to throw for 300 yards or throw 3 touchdowns and no picks in a game. I'm saying I've got to see sparks of something that tells me this guy is capable of getting the huddle functioning, of making audibles, of making being a leader on the field.
What about the opposite? I say the opposite. What if we never play him? What if we never play Shuck? We play Rattler the entire season. We go then you go into the off season and you have the entire fan base still wondering what you have in Shuck. I think from a marketing, from an interest, from a season tickets selling standpoint, I think that's an interesting scenario. I think you have to, because, and then you could also go get another quarterback. You could draft another quarterback in the second round or the third round, and then you've got 2 quarterbacks that you still have never seen in the regular season play a game in the regular season, and then the interest is peaked.
What's the number of games? What's the number of games that you need to see Shuck if the Saints are 1-10 at the bye or whatever? How many games do you want to see of Shuck till you're like, okay, I was pretty sure he ain't the guy, but now I'm 100% sure, and I've seen enough. Go draft the kid from Oregon or Mendoza or whoever. How many games do you need from Shuck this year to be totally comfortable to abandon him and Rattler and pick a quarterback?
4. Well, See, that's the thing is like it's not. Yeah, I guess it's not fair. I guess Kevin's right. Like, give him 7 games. That's a nice, healthy. Like, four isn't enough. That's not enough. Like to abandon him, he deserves half a season. So 7 games.
Andrew, how many games would you like to see from Shock?
I don't even know if Andrew's paying attention.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
The junior senator from Virginia has the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you got to at least get 6 games, 5 or 6 games from him. Like that, to me, that's the bare minimum, because at some point it's like, this wasn't enough to really know what he is. Right. So yeah, I would say at least 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah. I need
7.
6, 7. I need at least 5. At least 5. Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to www.hardhidewhiskies.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Roger that. And by the way, Andrew is tied with Oppenheimer at the top for the MVP lead. So Oppenheimer needs just even $1 to overtake Andrew.
What's first up, Thomas?
You could be the bougiest Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. First question from Saints Rabbit. Tons of questions. Like half of them from Saints Rabbit. As always, the legend. He asks, Tulane was the only relevant Louisiana team to win this weekend. How much does Dave suck? If Dave is present, please mute him. And please answer in terms of shitty fruits, vegetables, legumes, etc. Legumes. I don't know what it is. Or not.
Beans.
Again, okay, because Dave deserves everything coming at him.
In terms of shitty fruits, what's a shitty? Let's see. What is a shitty fruit?
Dragon fruit is a shitty fruit.
Oh yeah, dragon fruit is bad.
Dragon fruit.
Oh.
Plantain is.
What's the white?
What I love plantains. What are you talking about?
What's the white vegetable in stir fry? Water chestnut. Water chestnut.
Water chestnut. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Water chestnut. There we go. Water
Monk
chestnut.
fruit.
All right. You know what, Andrew, I don't give a shit what I don't give a shit that it's your anniversary or not. We were specifically asked on Twitter to discuss Tulane. The uniforms. We were specifically asked to discuss the uniforms. So I feel like now is as good a time as any since Saints Rabbit brought it up. This Tulane today. In fact, I just got a Times-Picayune NOLA.com push notification. I guess they wrote a whole article about it because Tulane today released their special. They're only wearing them one time. They're going to wear them at homecoming. The special city edition uniforms that have wrought iron on this pattern on the shoulder sleeves. Player names on the back are going to be in the wrought iron tile. And then we had a guy this in Utah. This is behind baseball. This is inside baseball here. A guy in Utah who does these. Oh no, he's in Colorado, somewhere out west. He does all these hand painted helmets, and they did this custom hand painted helmets that have like the New Orleans sidewalk with all the cracks and everything. And it says Tulane in the street tile, and it's got the wrought iron down the center and Mardi Gras beads on there. This was originally actually leaked by EA Sports. It was in the game, and unfortunately, it was not supposed to be in the game. Yeah, it was not supposed to be in the game. And people originally were freaking out because they didn't like the helmets. They thought they were ugly. But of course, as usual, there's only so much you can do with pixels on a screen. And of course, the real things in real life are way better looking. And then after they're done, the jerseys and the helmets, you'll be able to purchase them if you want.
Well, here's my question, Andrew, to bring it back to LSU Tulane rivalry feud. I feel like LSU is like the LSU is fat, happy. They don't innovate. And I feel like Tulane is kicking their ass on social media and alternate uniforms and all of it. And it's kind of pissing me off the more I think.
LSU, look, and I'm really not trying to say this to be totally insulting, but LSU is at a disadvantage. And I actually said this on Twitter today. There are 1,000,001 purple and gold teams. Edna Carr and St. Aug are both purple and gold. Those are two high school teams locally that are purple and gold. Okay, but there is only one college football team that's olive and blue, and that's Tulane. So we have the distinct advantage of having a very unique color combination. And then I will say, yes, I will give props to Gabe DeLatte and Cody. And with
Andrew, I blame Brian Kelly for this.
All of the head of equipment.
I don't know why.
They do an incredible job. And we've got a staff that supports them and that leans into all this stuff. And we do. We kick ass. We kick ass in the uniform game. Roll fucking wave.
I mean, like who did Tulane play this weekend? Was it Army?
Yes.
Go Tigers. They were like a snap away from losing to a dog shit team. So, and I get it. This is what the UVA fans do. They get all excited that they beat Washington State by a safety, but like you beat Washington State by safety. So right. I get it. You won a game. It's exciting.
You're choosing violence. Okay.
You beat a dog shit team. Congratulations. Like, You like to make fun of us because we lost to Ole Miss by a touchdown. You lost to them by 30 points. Like I get it. Like it's you like to make these false equivalences, but at the end of the day, like it's night and day.
I'm not gonna make the false equivalences, but look, Ole Miss is a great team. Ole Miss, I think at the time, they should have beaten Georgia. Ole Miss should be a top 5 team in this country. Obviously, they're not, and I'm not gonna say shoulda, coulda, woulda. But look, the Tulane is 6-1. They have beaten every other team that they have played, and maybe it hasn't been blowouts, but they've still come away with the win. A team like Army, yes, I would expect them to win a game like that handily, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and the exciting wins are great. You don't make Sports Center's top number 1 play with a boring 42-12 win, and I think we're in good shape. I think we're in good position. Honestly, the college football playoffs are in our own hands. They are totally in our hands. No.
Andrew,
If Tulane wins every game, it wins out. How do you not? We're the AAC champion.
Andrew, I take back all the nice things I said about Tulane in the behind
That's
the
a
scenes.
fact.
It's disgusting. Brian Kelly.
I am stating a fact.
When was the last time, Andrew? When was the last time LSU football really gave us joy?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
2000 Joe Burrow, the 2000 whatever that was.
I guess Brian Kelly beating Bama. Beating Bama was fun, but that's 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean,
anyway,
Bama,
are you
glorious?
Are you being serious? Are you telling me that if Tulane doesn't win out and wins the AAC championship, that we don't go to the playoffs? So I think we're we're in. I think that's
they have to take somebody.
That's a lot of games Tulane has to win.
Sure, of course. Memphis being the biggest one.
You barely beat a dog shit Army team, and you get excited, and you're like,
Is Army dog shit though?
And you're like, well, if we do this and this, this is what UVA. I've watched UVA do this for years. Like, we actually won a game. I can't believe it. And if we do this, and this, like, guess what? You just lost all 3 of them. So.
All right, Thomas. Thomas, what's next?
Okay, next question. Also from Saints Rabbit. He asks, does Kendre's proximity to DA cause his injuries? Does he simply need to stay away from DA like a restraining order?
DA is like uranium. He's like nuclear.
He's like,
Radioactive, you mean?
Yeah, he's radioactive. The closer you get, the
DA's
more
nipples
exposure you're
are like kryptonite. Takes
Yeah.
away all Miller's superpowers. Like nipple kryptonite.
He's fucking Lex Luthor.
No, just radioactive nips.
Radioactive nips. What, Thomas? What's next?
The nips are like the rods in the reactor.
Uranium rods. Don't touch the
All
rods.
right. Don't touch the wire. All right. Final question of the show from Jason Champagne. Pay attention, Andrew. Which got roasted more on Sunday? The oysters or Rattler? Andrew's not amused by the question.
Sorry, I was muted. Ask again.
Which got roasted
the
more on
oysters or
Sunday?
Rattler?
The oysters or Rattler?
Got it. Well, I mean, it was challenging in that I had a lot of choices. I had oyster stew, I had fried oysters, I had baked oysters, I had raw oysters. Like there were so many
shrimp
different
scampi,
things that I could eat.
shrimp remoulade,
Yeah, exactly.
fried
There
shrimp,
were so
boiled
many
shrimp,
choices.
boiled shrimp.
I
Oyster
feel like
dressing.
when it came to Rattler and the Saints, it was straight roast. There was no options. It was just straight to the roast. So I would go with the Saints.
Wow. Ambush wants to know, Dave, you're getting your ass kicked by that Saints flag worse than I do when I'm trying to pronounce names.
I guess I may put some nails in this wall. Maybe by the next episode, we're gonna put an end to this. Forget this blue painter's tape.
All right, Thomas, get to the game preview recap.
No, we go. Wait, what about Gen Alpha word of the week? Let's go.
Gen Alpha word of the week. Sorry, get to it.
I'm ready.
There were no Gen
gotta
Alpha word of the week this week, man.
Yes, there is. Is it a new week? Because if it's a new week, there's a new word. We have a new word.
Word this week, Dave?
Just because you didn't prepare a little graphic doesn't mean we're not having a word.
I didn't.
Well, I know. So it's -1 salami for you. All right. I'm gonna go with my son actually gave
Ron
me.
forgot to fill me in. What the fuck are you saying? No salamis for you, Mr. Tulane.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't put it on the rundown, but I told Dave to send it to you. So
You didn't send it to me. That's on you, man.
Okay.
We had on the rundown, but with the word from last week, so I assumed that Ralph forgot to take it out. You know,
It's a good assumption. That's a good assumption.
It's correct.
Look, hey man, I never planned on this to even be some fancy thing. We didn't need some fancy graphic. We're just gonna do it.
It should be.
Yeah. Do we have an intro? Do we even have an intro? We don't need to do the intro.
I didn't prepare it, man.
It's fine. This is the intro. The intro is me talking about it. So anyway, I almost
Speaking of
changed
intro,
it up
Dave, you were supposed to create a new intro, right?
I know we got to talk about
stupid.
That's correct. I got to do that. Anyway, so I almost changed it at the last second because my son said something at dinner. I was like, wait, what was that? Maybe I need to switch it, but I'm going to stick with the original one. I'm going with Clanker. I don't know. Have any of you guys heard of Clanker?
I have not.
Have you heard of this? No, you have. You have heard of Clanker. Kevin, what do you believe Clanker to represent?
I believe clanker is a slur for AI or robotic devices.
Yes. Look at this. How do you know this? How are you up on the Gen Alpha?
Can you use it to describe the Saints?
I believe I have my fingers on the pulse, Dave. I think that's what it is.
You seem to. Yes, you seem to really be know your Gen Alpha slang. So I had two sentences. One is even the most powerful clanker could not have predicted how bad the Saints were going to be this season. And then my second sentence was the Saints need to utilize every clanker known to man in their draft strategy and free agency strategy.
This segment's falling apart faster than Rattler's career.
No, that's it. No, it's falling apart faster than this flag behind me. No, that's it. That's it. We're done. Gen Alpha word of the week. I think Kevin is on deck.
You're next.
Or no, is Andrew's name.
So I think Andrew went last week.
No, I went last week.
Oh, okay. Then Andrew's next.
Yeah.
So
Kevin, we shouldn't. Although I guess I've
went for what?
Maybe I was wrong, but I was gonna say Kevin shouldn't even get to go because he doesn't even have kids, so he's not even hearing these words in his daily routine. But apparently,
wait, word or words of the week? For fuck's sake!
So,
word.
All right, Thomas. Let's get to the game predictions from last week.
All right, Rob. So you should be one happy customer, but unfortunately, the Juge Empire triumphed with 3 points. Surprisingly enough,
what the hell?
The groupie scoring only 2 points for Kevin didn't get him negative points. So pretty bad week for fantasy.
Because I picked Kendre fucking Miller and he got injured on the first fucking play.
I mean, Andrew got 2 points with fucking Chase Young, man.
I mean, Christ, if
you should be ashamed, guys.
Gotten one more handoff.
You lay hands on people, Dave, and they just die. So you're last place now. So go ahead and make your prediction.
That's on you, Dave.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I'm the cooler. I am the whatever the injury version of
Andrew has more points, almost more points than all of you combined, by the way.
That's
he does. Andrew, that's correct. Andrew has twice as many points as the next closest person, which is Kevin at 8 points. Andrew is 16 and Kevin has 8, and that's the closest person. So
oh my God.
This is a disaster.
It is.
Disaster.
Between the UDFA Sun Draft and this, oh my God, it's gross.
I don't even know.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
Maybe Andrew should just be his podcast. All right.
Too easy. It's too easy.
I feel like, again, I'm speaking into the void here, but I should have gotten double points last week for being the only one to pick the correct winner. This week, there's no way in hell the Saints are going to win this game. The Bucs, I know they lost last week to Detroit. Maybe there's a possibility. I saw a little birdie whispering on Twitter. Maybe what's his Baker Mayfield. Maybe he was a little injured, a little banged up after that game.
Mike
Didn't
Evans
look so
clavicle.
Yeah, looked a little gingerly at the end of that last game, and I have to admit he was overthrowing all of his receivers at the end of that game. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Total ass.
But nevertheless, I think they're still a more talented team than we are, and this is going to be a cake. You know, we are now officially like a cakewalk team, and like Andrew said, unless the Saints somehow miraculously can take an early lead and keep the team, you know, actually invested and interested in playing, I think if the Saints get down early, which is what has happened for many of these games this season. I think opponents score on the first 2 drives of every game this season, other than last week. But if the Saints get down early, I don't see any reason why any of these guys on the team are going to want to really put that much effort forth. And the Bucs, obviously, they're still playing for, you know, division leads. So I went Bucs, obviously. Bucs over the Saints. I think I went Bucs 27 and Saints 17. Is that what I said?
Who was your MVP? Gross.
Yes, sir. And then I'm pretty much out of there's really only a freaking handful of people you can pick on the offense. And now that we're in week 8 or whatever we're in, I've pretty much used them all up. So I had to go defense. I'm going Carl Granderson.
Oh, wow.
Just get me a sack, and that should.
Here's the thing. The Bucs for going into Monday night, it was like, oh, the Bucs, Baker Mayfield might be MVP. The Bucs, they finally might be a serious contender in the NFC and not just the the one-eyed man that's king of the South, of the blind in the NFC South. The Bucs are fraudulent. And this is the week where the Saints are going to look like a good, well-run, oiled, fantastic NFL team. And they're going to be up.
Fantastic.
Going into the fourth quarter, 24-3. And everybody's going to be like, where has this been all year long? The run defense is awesome. Spencer Rattler's playing great. They're running the ball. Neal is looking great. Juwan Johnson's not dropping passes. This is incredible. And then it's all going to collapse like a house of cards. And it's going to be 24-24, and it's going to feel like Baker is going to lead Tampa Bay to this miraculous victory. But then Baker's going to fuck it up. Turnover. Groupie from 45 yards out at the gun. Saints 27, Tampa 24. Blake Groupie, your player of the game. All is forgiven for his crappy kicking up until this point.
Listen,
you're a cockeyed optimist.
When he's some of that. Look, when Groupie is missing field goals, I understand the need to want to bag on him, but the entire team has been playing like shit. So I don't know. I don't see the need in bagging on the field goal kicker at this point. I think that the Bucs are going to roll here. I am a little slightly more pessimistic than Dave to the tune of 1 point. So I am picking the Bucs 27-16. My player of the game, I'm also going defense, Dave. I think this guy is either going to get another interception or he's going to get a couple of passes blocked. And I'm picking Quincy Riley.
Wow. Okay. By the way, Ralph,
I'll be at this game. I'm flying in for this.
Yeah, right. Okay. And then also good news for you, Ralph, is they'll be at home, so the scoreboards will be off for Groupie.
It's nice. So yeah, it'll be nice and peaceful when he kicks the winning kick.
Mm-hmm.
So much negativity in the chat. 31-16, 34-10, Buccaneers. Andrew, tell me your Baker Mayfield hate has led you to a reasonable prediction for this game.
Yeah, right.
This is a dark, dark time. I hate Baker Mayfield. He's my least favorite NFL player on earth. This is going to be dark, guys. This is going to be dark times. The Saints are bad. They're about to go 1-7. If you're a Saints fan, sell the tickets. Don't go to the game. Sell it to a Bucs fan if you have to. The Bucs are going to score 40.
Do not do that. Kids, earmuffs, people, earmuffs.
They're going to humiliate us.
Fuck you, Andre.
40-10.
Yeah. Kimmy Oppenheimer, mute him. Give us $100 to mute this guy.
The only thing that will be a saving grace is that Dave will be disgusted. He'll be pissed. And the reason why is that Jonas Sanker will have a pick. I will win yet again. My lead, which is already double the next guy in line, will only increase. I own all of you. My predictions aren't even realistic anymore, and I still keep growing my lead. I walk on water in these competitions. What can I say? Yes, the Bucs win by a massive margin. It's going to be extra humiliating. We're going to be asking even more questions, but your player of the game will be Jonas Sanker.
Oh my God, this is gross.
Wait, you didn't? 41-10. Jesus.
41-10. Yep.
Wow. Jesus.
God, that's.
Yep, and the Bucs will run for over 250 yards.
Oh my! Back-to-back 200-yard rushing games.
That's right.
I love how we're picking. We're all picking the
R.I.P.
Bucs.
Doug Martin will be missing the days we tried
God,
to tackle him.
They're winning this one for Doug.
I love how we're all picking the Bucs to run roughshod over us, and yet we're all picking defensive players here.
I'm just thinking Carl Granderson gets 1 sack, and that'll get like 3 points or whatever, and that should be enough because somebody will get 0 points or negative points. Like I'm just the bar is low for me here. I'm just trying to not get negative points.
Well, I feel great about my prediction. The Bucs are fraudulent. You're an idiot. Nail this.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And when the Saints actually do win, Thomas, check the timestamp. Put this all over YouTube. Put it all over the social media. Let me look like an idiot. I'm going to look right into the camera here. Make me look stupid.
Yeah. So, Thomas, let's wrap up. Thank all the people who donated during the show.
Damn, so Oppenheimer didn't donate $1 to overtake Andrew. All right. All right. That's his prerogative.
So we got a tie. How does the tie work? Does the tie go to the host?
The one who donated first. So that was Andrew.
Oh no, Andrew. Ouch.
The Juge Empire strikes again. All right.
Shocker.
So as you can see, now we are on a 115-week donation streak. 41 weeks to go for Ralph's crippled run. Thanks for helping us reach the goal, guys. Thanks to everyone who donated, to Schmengi, our Canadian friend, to Bleep Baker, to Hudat Gopher, to Oppenheimer, and to the MVP for the first time this season with 50 buckaroos. You will already know who it is. The evil Juge Empire.
I feel like it's true because now I'm going to be, because I had to do 3 shots instead of 2. Now I'm going to be super hungover tomorrow, and I'll blame Juge. But I'll get you back, Juge. I'm going to call you like 3 times on my 90-minute commute into work tomorrow, and make you listen to my horrible.
What is that? That's only like Ralph. That's only like 1 time
more than normal. I know. What do you want?
All right,
the 2 of you guys. You guys are so adorable.
Real quick, who do y'all want
and
to win the World
Andrew? I
Series?
love it.
What? Toronto.
Not the Dodgers. Not the Dodgers.
Oh my God! It was my wife. She was so happy. Springer hit that home run. It like the Mariners. You're never defeating the Astros. Even when you defeat them, they come back and beat you on other teams. It was. I love Springer.
Fuck the Dodgers. The Dodgers are like the new Yankees.
Jude, do you want to weigh in? Dodgers or Blue Jays?
Dodgers or
I
Blue
have
Jays?
no opinion. No idea.
Okay.
Of course.
All right, cool.
Of course not.
All right, so 3 out of 4.
You know who Schmengi rooting for?
No.
I love.
Oh, the Jays. Yeah.
Dodgers
okay, well, 3 out of 4 of us are pulling for the Blue Jays. Juge, no opinion. Juge is an abstention.
He's abstaining.
So,
all right.
I mean, I have no idea. I don't.
No, that's fine.
Juge probably. To be fair, Juge probably would root for the Dodgers because, like, that's that's Juge.
Why would I do that?
The Dodgers are like the Mets
because they're like
know how to spend money correctly.
Stop. Why would you do that? Because they're like the Juge Empire. They're like they always win. They have all the money.
They get the best players.
Yeah.
All the Japanese players.
He already has a sports team that he roots for. That it's called PSG.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
Are they also like that?
Yeah.
Oh
no, that's not true. They lost everything for a very long time. That's bullshit.
Oh.
That is true.
So are the Dodgers. But
don't listen to him, Dave.
But now they're not. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean, things change.
If the Saints,
man.
I wish the Saints could spend $1 billion and be awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. Just win.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks to everybody for watching, guys.
No, I only hate them because I'm jealous.
That's right. It's such
Right.
completely
There
true.
you go.
I only hate them because I want to be them. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps make the show a little bit better. And don't forget to follow us on social medias wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave, Kevin, Andrew for showing up late. I can't believe I figured it was his wife's anniversary. I was stunned. We saw you, Juge. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. And Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.